Welcome to the Two Robbies and Friends. Yesterday, Rob, we were out and about watching the England game and brilliant atmosphere. Today, we're hosting our own little watch party here, ready for the USA-Belgium game. Should be fun. Any Belgium fans in the house? Any USA fans? There you go.
And what's quite funny, we're hosting a watch party at the home of Martino. As usual, Cal.
Where is
it? He's probably with some of his celebrity friends, David Beckham or the likes. Delighted to be joined by Dennis, our resident chef, who's come in today for the watch-along party, USA versus Belgium. Dennis, you said you're going to cook for all of us and feed us up, so what's on the menu?
I mean, first of all, we've been eating all around this beautiful city, and mostly it's been meat. And, my favorite thing is feeding people, obviously. And there's so many folks both in front of, like you and I, and behind the camera that deserve to have great food. So I'm excited. We have the most classic, what I would consider classic, match day food in burgers. And we have fries with mayo. It's classic. It's accessible. Honestly, to me, I don't want fancy food when I'm watching a game. I just want food that I can eat quickly with my friends, with my family, and enjoy the day. So we're going to do that, but we're going to do it amplified. So we're going to add extra bits of flavor. We've got some nice caramelized onions with Pepsi in. It's going to be amazing.
I'm a non-meat eater, but all my friends and people I know eat burgers. What makes a great burger? What's the difference between a good burger and a not so good burger?
Ingredients. I think at the end of the day, quality ingredients makes quality food. Just season it properly, a little bit of salt here and there, and you're going to have a great burger. You don't need to overcomplicate it. We're not reinventing the wheel. We don't want a tomato that tastes like a strawberry. We just want good food, and all of those elements matter. A great quality tomato, nice onions, really good beef, a nice bun that's toasted. Sounds so simple, but if you get all the elements right, it's going to create a great dish.
Football and food is a great combination. I just wonder, like on a night like tonight, is this work? Or is this enjoyment?
No, this is not work. This is fun. I don't know a single chef who fell in love with cooking, but we all fall in love with feeding people because we love seeing happy faces at the table. And then you want to cook and learn more. So to me, being able to cook for people, it's a joy. If I get to watch a little bit of the game, that's bonus. But to me, seeing happy people who are well fed, that's why I do what I do.
Can't wait.
What time is it supposed to start? What day? It's right on time. Early.
Okay, so immediately after the USA's exit from this tournament, we have a watch party that obviously is a bit flat, people are leaving. I'm going to start with you, my friend. What went wrong?
It sounds simple, but we didn't show up. I don't think a team has been knocked out of this tournament like that. Look, I mean, Brazil, obviously, people were disappointed. They should have done better. But to be the host nation, Mexico showed up. That England-Mexico match was a contest. And I think that's the word, contest.
Okay,
Today was not a contest.
Any reasons why they didn't show up? Like, I don't get it.
Whatever the reasons are, they're inexcusable. For me, I covered the U.S. through all the friendlies. So with TNT, we had all the friendly games and no qualifiers. So that was the real time to get to know what type of team we had. And what plagued us throughout that entire time, until maybe 8 months ago, was inconsistency, sloppy mistakes, a lack of confidence, lack of spirit, and all the worst versions of us showed up on the worst day they could possibly show up. Christian Pulisic, one of the best American players to ever play, didn't show up. Weston McKennie, who I love deeply and think he's a remarkable player, didn't show up. Matt Free is one of our very inexperienced goalkeepers. You just can't ever make a mistake like this. So if you went down the list, typically you could find 2 or 3 performances for the U.S. and you say that's good. And the biggest thing that hurts me, but I love this team, and you guys know, like, it means a lot to me. I love this team deeply. Our stars, Dest, Ream, McKinney, our stars, our most experienced players, all of them had an off day. You can't expect to stay in a tournament.
Rob, and we've watched this team through this tournament that we felt there was a step forward, didn't we? We felt like this is a team that can play in a different way now, got different options. All that seemed to go today.
What about recent shows? I asked you both, I think. Like the inhibition, the freedom they played was just so great. Right? And I said, could there be a little bit of nerves at the stage where it feels like it's getting a bit to the... Is there any nerves in your car? Was there any stage fright? Was there any...
Of course. Impossible to say no in that Chris Richards, right? There was some stat he hadn't given a ball away in all of his attempts. He might not have connected a pass all game long. So what I watched was a timid team that lacked belief. What we've seen to this point was a team that didn't care who they were facing. Now that's that is obviously the best competition the U.S. has faced in this tournament so far. Yes.
Yeah.
And Doku on the bench, Bruyne on the bench, Lukaku on the bench. We were facing a Belgian team that many were saying are not as good as the past. That looked like one of the best Belgian teams we've ever seen against us today.
America made them look like one of the best teams.
That's what I'm saying.
If you went back, and we will, and you look at the 4 goals the USA conceded,
All of them. And Pochettino's a defender.
but that hasn't been them.
No.
But every one of them, Carl, the last one, like 2 players get
Hold on a second. Last thing on that, just real quick before you go. All those goals, Earl, were not one mistake. Were literally multiple mistakes during one play. That even one of those mistakes cost you a goal.
Well, the bigger picture of the host going out is what does this do for football in this country? That's the bigger picture. And today, it took a step back, Rob. From after all that we've seen, it took a step back.
We thought
that was like the old
there was
American
an opportunity for the legacy of this tournament to be the US arriving and improving, and the people loving it more, and the sport taking off even more. We missed opportunity.
I mean, I'm not. You know me. Like we've known each other for a long time. Like I am on the verge of tears, knowing how important that performance could be for soccer in this country. And we are the region's power. We have gone above Mexico. We are better than Canada. All those things have been true in the body of work to this point. But Canada fought till the end. Even that result was not fair to the way they played. Mexico, that was an incredible performance. So to watch us as the best team in the region got like that, the only way I can describe it is, I'm not embarrassed. I am proud of the group. I'm just deeply sad that we had a moment to make a huge statement and we didn't.
Pochettino.
It's disappointing. It's a disappointment.
I know.
This can't sit with the manager. This is one of those ones. We've had to debate this.
Yeah.
I think this is. I think for Pochettino, during the cycle, the thing that he just couldn't understand is how the U.S. wouldn't show up sometimes. I think that just he couldn't get that.
As an Argentinian who plays, he's a football man.
I think today it reminded him, unfortunately, that this is not the project for him.
There's still a lot to do, isn't there?
I hope he stays, but I don't think he will.
So we've already had one big game today, Spain v Portugal. Portugal go out, the end of Cristiano Ronaldo, the GOAT.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game?
I thought 2 good teams. I thought the football was really good. Both, of course, make a zillion passes. I thought Spain always looked like they had a little bit more cutting edge, a little bit more threat. I think it was super interesting, the kind of Ronaldo side from Portugal and Lamine Yamal on the other side of things. And then substitutions made a difference, didn't they? The subs were made. Ferran Torres comes on, makes a lovely little reverse ball into the path of Mikel Merino that so often scores important goals for his club team Arsenal, of course, Spain as well. So I think they rightly go through and they look a pretty good bet to go a long way, I think.
Yeah, I would say so, but I'm still not sure about this Spanish team, Rob. I still think that they're going to have to lift their game a little bit. They got better as the tournament's gone on and got through a difficult opponent today, but if they meet France on a good day, there's only
what are they lacking?
know if it's cutting edge. I mean, Mourinho coming on and scoring helps that you're getting goals from midfields. You have to barrel full goals at the top end of the pitch, and it does look dangerous. But I don't know, it hasn't quite clicked as I would like to say. You know, when you've seen the good France, it's better than a good Spain.
Yeah, I think that's a potential matchup, isn't it? In the next couple of games, I think. And I think that'll be an interesting way to see how France can handle not having the ball. Because Spain will possess, they keep it really, really well. I think that side of their game's got better, and that will be a very interesting matchup if that happens. There's a few games, of course, in between. On Portugal, they were a lot of people's dark horse.
Yeah,
and
I
come up
said it could have been a bit of a shock. Yeah.
Any regrets do they have?
Well, some will say, should they have started Ronaldo? At times, maybe he doesn't contribute enough to be in the side, but I see why he did, and I get Roberto Martinez. It's the end for two big people in that team. When you think of Ronaldo's final game in World Cup football, unless he's coming back at 45, and Roberto Martinez. And I was thinking about Roberto Martinez, Rob, because he's had two international groups. When you think of a Belgian group full of talent, he's had a Portuguese group full of talent, and the big one, he's fell a little short.
So are you saying that he's underachieved with these squads, or I mean, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to win these tournaments.
These groups have been good enough to have, I think, have gone deeper and had a better attempt at it. So it'll be interesting where he goes next.
Back in the Premier League?
Does he go back to Premier League? Does he like international football?
Yeah, I think he'll go back to the Premier
to see, but
League.
sad day, and maybe CR7 at this level. You know, we have to tip the hat to the guys.
So today's game, Rob, another knockout game, very interesting game. Argentina versus Egypt. Some might say Messi versus Mo Salah.
Absolutely.
Argentina, Rob, got a real fright in the last game. Does that change what you think about Argentina and how far they can go?
No, I think it's a warning, but I thought that the opposition turned up and put in an incredible performance that will be talked of for some time. It's interesting what we talked about, you know, Mo v Messi, and I did a little look this morning because I was thinking, like, two great players, you know, obviously towards the end of their careers, and how both groups of teams are absorbing them into their play. What I kind of saw with Messi, and watched a bit of tape, that Messi plays in a very fluid Argentina team. It's almost like Messi decides where he's going to be on the pitch.
Well, he goes where he wants to go.
Yeah, and everybody else has got a role to sort of support that. So if he goes forward, somebody drops in. If he goes back, there's times he goes back and has the ball off the centre-backs, somebody takes a forward position. It's almost like there's a whole rotation around where Messi plays. Different to Mo Salah. I've seen Mo Salah essentially almost like in a number 10 role underneath Marmoush, who's not been good enough, I don't think, for Egypt. But this is a bit more rigid. And I think the rigidness is to say, this is the structure, we're going to play this way, and when we can get the ball into Mo Salah, maybe on turnovers, maybe on quick counter-attacks, that's when it goes into him and he comes alive. So fluidity from Argentina for Messi, stability for Mo Salah. It's going to be interesting just to look at the two teams and see how that works.
I get that, and they are very different, but I still would argue that Mo Salah has been disappointing. And this goes back to his club season, right? And the debate was, is something that Arne Slot's doing not getting the best out of Mo Salah, or is he coming to kind of, he's just reaching a little bit where he's gone over this sharpness and he's losing his game a little bit? What does everybody think here about Mo Salah?
100% what you said.
Right, so he's losing his edge a little bit then. Even though he's not as old as some other star players.
If Messi is Messi
Lost a step.
Is Messi lost a step? Would you say?
Messi lost his
'cause it's
step,
in his
but
head.
Messi lost his step, but he knows how to play without stepping.
Yeah,
Ronaldo doesn't know how to play without stepping.
I agree.
Yeah.
But a lot of criticism came on Arne Slot, and I remember thinking, okay, we'll see what Mo Salah's like at this tournament. And I think it backs up the opinion that he's just lost that little bit of sharpness. I think it's a really good point. Some players can play with their mind and they're so clever and smart and can make those brilliant balls. Salah's not really that guy. He relies on his sharpness, his speed to get to do his thing, and I think that's dwindling.
Marmoush hasn't helped him particularly, has he, playing in front of him as well?
No.
To make good runs and be that guy at the top end of the pitch. That's not looked dangerous either.
I know. Just on Argentina, and I think we'll get some opinion as well. So Lionel Messi in Argentina. Are Argentina too reliant on Lionel Messi? And against Cape Verde, when Messi was a little quieter and a little closed down a little more, Do they have enough attacking talent other than Messi to win the tournament? Do you think they have or what? I mean, they're. I don't think. So without if
They've got Nico Paz, haven't they? They got.
Yeah, Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah, I mean,
Martinez.
in a perfect world, you would think Lautaro, guys like Alvarez, who play so well throughout the season, would have that chance of actually making a big difference in the game.
Yeah.
They haven't showed up at all, and it feels like very,
Totally agree.
it feels like
It's
a
so
one-guy
messy.
team.
It's so messy.
Some of that because Messi is who he is it as a personality? Does everything get drawn to him?
I don't think so because we've seen what happens in the Copa Cup, how important those guys were. I think Messi's showing up in a major way. I think he's showing who he truly is, and I think he's dominating. I don't think it's because these other guys aren't good. I think it's one guy has really showed up. It's the reason you're seeing Mo Salah kind of shy down. It's just for whatever reason. I don't think it's he's lost a step. I think it's, he just, his team isn't rising to the occasion in the same way. And I think what you'll see tomorrow is ultimately a close game because
Argentina get through, right? They get through.
I think they get through, but I don't think they're going to dominate. They haven't really dominated anyone.
Anybody in the room think that Argentina can win the whole thing? No. They can. Of course they can.
No.
Yeah, they can grind. They can grind and it can defend.
And they got Messi.
So Colombia taking on Switzerland. And I think a particularly difficult game to call. I don't think either of them are playing particularly well, though Switzerland's general record, I think they're unbeaten in the last 10 in competitive international games. So they're grinders a little bit. What do you think of
They both won their groups, Rob, but not with great football. I think Colombia have only conceded 1 goal, so defensively they've been good. When you think of a front line with James Rodriguez, Luis Diaz, Suarez, that does look a threat. So I'll probably have them as favourites in this one, but it's a Swiss team that's well set up. They talked about they'll get better as a competition, good experience.
Good spine with Kanji and of course Granit Xhaka in there.
And Johan
Manzambi, he'll be the guy.
A kid, isn't he? Have a little look at him today, can play off both sides, 3 goals, 2 assists. He's like that little bit of something different.
And the Colombia will feel like Luis Diaz is their star player. So maybe one of those two is the key to this game. Whoever steps up, they go through to the
quarterfinals.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Dennis, you were out about in this city for our Kick of Flavour series at a French restaurant. And everybody seems to say French cooking is the best. Why is that?
What's your favorite food?
Caribbean. Mrs. Earle's rice and peas.
Mom made it?
Mum made it.
Moms are the best chefs. I love French food. I love being sat in a bistro in Paris, watching the world go by, eating a nice French onion soup or steak frit or something like that. To me, I think that the French culinary scene inspired technique, certainly inspired a lot of dishes, but my favorite food, and I would argue the best food, are from countries and dishes like your mom made for you. Whether you're where you grew up or where your ancestors and your history is from and that lineage of deliciousness that is passed down from mom to you and then to your family, or you're in India, or you're in China, or you're in Australia, Canada, where I grew up. I think all of these different parts of the world have helped to create the culinary landscape. So French food, I think, is amazing for sure, but I think it's a starting point. And I think when you go to a great French restaurant, you definitely have a great meal. And then to me, I think, well, what else is out there? And often I find the best meals are in these smaller restaurants where someone like your mom is still cooking those dishes that remind you of being 10.
Does the environment, does the location play a part in that? French, the wide tablecloths, the way it's set, the service, does that add to what's a better meal or not?
Absolutely. I think the experience of being in a restaurant is paramount. Music, vibe, the decor, the services, everything. If you've had a great meal and it's absolutely delicious with poor service, you're going to remember the poor service, right? I think that, we went to a French restaurant in the city that's renowned. Everybody knows it. Everybody goes to it. If you've not had a French meal here, it's usually the first place you go. The environment in that restaurant is much better than the food in the restaurant. And if, would I say it's the restaurant I would recommend somebody to go to in the city? Probably not, truthfully. But would I say it's a great escape and you feel like you're somewhere in the Marais, in Paris, having a bistro meal with your friends? I do, because I think great restaurants can be an escape and transport you to another place just for a moment. I think that restaurant does a great job of it.
And French chefs, would they be seen as the number one, as the French footballers look like they're going to be number one this year?
I think that they used to be, for sure. I think that now we eat so globally that we've found these incredible, inspiring chefs, whether they're from Tokyo or Seoul, Korea, Los Angeles, New York, where we are now, London, Paris. There's so many incredibly inspiring folks literally all over. So I definitely think for a long time, French culinary and French restaurants were considered the number one. And unlike that team that we're talking about, I don't know if that's the case anymore. And I think a lot of these French chefs certainly draw inspiration from people, whether they're great restaurateurs, great chefs in different restaurants, or people like your mom, who truthfully are the people who inspire me the most.
Absolutely. Well, it's not fair anyway. The French shouldn't be good at football and food.
You can't have it all in this life, can you? I don't even think we need an intro for this. It's French food, it's rich, it's delicious. Let's go. From the moment we sat down in this restaurant to our food being on the table, no exaggeration, probably 7 minutes. For me, French country food is where it's at. French country food that's accessible, that makes sense, that's well seasoned. It's not overcomplicated, but it's certainly delicious. We have a few dishes to try today that honestly don't get much more classic French than this. Steak tartare, we have a French onion soup, and we have a garlic escargot. Mama always told me, bread makes you happy, so why not add a little more? You can talk about a crostini. It tastes great, it's classic, obviously. It's brown, it's white from the cheese. It's not beautiful, but it tastes beautiful. You need something to cut that heaviness and that richness. For me, best case scenario is I have Pepsi. It is light, it's refreshing, it is delicious, and obviously it pairs perfectly with something like this. French onion soup, Pepsi, best friends. I'm not sure there's anything more French than steak tartare. I love steak tartare. It's for me, it is a classic dish, but it's also one of my favorite dishes, both to eat and to serve. This is a starter. This is not a main course. It's light, it's refreshing. Let's give it a try. The Dijon, the spiciness hits through. Nice bit of black pepper in here. It's really simple. This is not a complicated dish, and they've done it the classic French way. And actually, country to country, people have adopted this dish and made it their own. So to me, it's a great starter. I really do enjoy it, and it's also meant to be shared. To me, that tastes great. It's classic. It's easy. They're not changing the world here. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're not doing anything special, truthfully. What they are doing is taking a great escargot, coating it with garlic butter and parsley. Simple, but it's delicious. Beautiful few French dishes. Nice Pepsi on this side. Refreshing. We're inside. We're cooling down, and then we're back out on the street for more deliciousness.